A very good afternoon, class. So, class, if you all are going through the videos sent by me, you all must know that we have finished with lesson number 5, deposits, and I have already gave you all the question and answers for the same. So, class, today we'll be starting with the next chapter related to lesson number 5, and I hope you all must have guessed it. Remember this game, class? We always used to play this game whenever we started some specific lessons related to this particular topic. So remember, class, I'm showing you 4 different types of pictures and you have to guess that one correct word which represents all these 4 pictures. So I hope you all must have guessed it, which lesson we are going to start today. So, correct. We are starting with our 3rd chapter related to letters, that is letter writing, and we call it as business correspondence. So, as you all know, what is the meaning of business correspondence? It means exchanging the information in a written format for the process of business activities. It can take place between organization, within organization, or between customers and organization. The correspondence is generally of widely accepted formats which are followed universally. So, we are starting with lesson number 8, which is the last chapter related to letter writing, class. And the name of the chapter is Correspondence with Depositors. So as we have finished just now with lesson number 5, we have picked up lesson number 8. So as you all know, in introduction part, we have recently finished the lesson. So you know what is the meaning of deposit, what is the meaning of acceptance of deposits, what are deposits actually. So we'll just do a quick introduction related to it. Deposits are basically short-term sources of finance, as you all know, class, and they are usually utilized or asked in order to satisfy the short-term working capital needs of the company. So asking for deposits from the public or members is nothing but a short-term source of finance followed by the company to raise the funds. The company cannot accept deposits for a period less than 6 months and more than 36 months. Sorry for the spelling mistake, class. So basically the companies cannot accept deposits which are maturing and which are for a period of less than 6 months. And they cannot accept deposits for more than 3 years, that is 36 months. The company is liable to pay interest, that is regularly at a fixed rate along with the principal amount on maturity. So that is why we saw, class, that accepting deposits is one of the cheapest way of raising the funds. But yes, it can be a risky option for the company if the company is not able to repay it or defaults in paying back the money to the depositors. So the company is liable to pay the interest at a fixed rate along with the principal amount on maturity. Now, the secretary has to enter into correspondence with the depositors and also follow some instructions given by the board of directors for the same. So, under what conditions does the secretary communicates or corresponds with the depositors? It can be in relation to acceptance of deposits. It can be in relation to payment of interest on deposit. It can be letters regarding renewal of deposits, that is renew karwana padta hai. And third, repayment of deposits. The company is paying back the money, so letters related to that. So under all these circumstances, when the secretary corresponds, he or she has to be very careful and cautious while corresponding with the depositors of the company. So because the secretary represents the company, right, in which the members are depositing and giving their money. So secretary has to be very careful and take some precautions while corresponding with the depositors. Now, what are those precautions? We'll be seeing in the next slide. The following points should be kept in mind by the secretary while corresponding with the depositors of the company. So here's point number 1, correct information, or I can say accuracy. When the letters are written to the depositors, then the secretary should be very accurate and precise. Factual and correct information should be provided to them. So now when the secretary is writing letters to the depositors, he or she has to give correct information. झूठे वादे, झूठे दिलासे, ये सब नहीं देना है. What is the fact? What is the truth? That should be disclosed by the secretary to the depositors. The secretary should not tell any kind of lies or hide any information which is related to the depositors at least. So while corresponding, the secretary should see to it that the correct information is being communicated by her or him. Okay. Coming to the next point, you attitude. Now, what do you mean by you attitude? You means who? The person is writing the letter to. So if the secretary is talking to the depositor का point of view should be explained, या depositor should be shown importance in the letter. कि भाई मैं आपको letter लिख रही हूँ, आपसे बात कर रही हूँ, आपके लिए लिख रही हूँ. That is called as the you attitude. So basically the secretary should write the letter from the depositor's point of view after taking into consideration the requirement of the depositor. So if the depositor has asked some query or asking any information from the secretary should write the letter from his point of view, not from her or point of view. So basically you attitude means you have to show के सामने वाला person को that you are important. I am writing the letter to you, for you. Correct? जैसे democracy होती है, for the country, of the people, by the people. So similarly, the you attitude should be there in the letter. It should not be shown that letter is written for somebody else and somebody else is reading the letter. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. So the letter should be written from the point of view of the depositor. सामने वाले को ध्यान में रखते हुए letter लिखना चाहिए. Prompt or quick response. So this we have already seen n number of times. Response देने में, reply देने में, the secretary should not delay. That doesn't mean कि जैसे आप पटक से reply करो, no, but the reply should be quickly, not on एकदम delay भी नहीं होना चाहिए. So the secretary should give prompt replies to the queries and complaints of the depositors without any delay. Unnecessary delay नहीं करना चाहिए. Coming to the next point, secrecy. All right. Now, what is the meaning of secrecy? Keeping the secret. जितना पता होना चाहिए उतना ही बोलने का, सब कुछ disclose करने का जरूरत नहीं है. It is necessary to maintain maximum secrecy as regards secretarial correspondence with the depositors. That means I am not talking or telling that important information छुपा लो या झूठ बोलो. No. Secrecy means how much the depositors should know related to them, that much should be told to them. भले झूठ हो, भले उनको अच्छा ना लगे, whatever. But whatever information is related to them should be disclosed to them. And whatever information the company feels कि नहीं बताना चाहिए अभी, that should be kept secret. You have to maintain a formal relationship. You can't become too personal. Correct? So followed the 4 precautions class. Number 1 is accurate or correct information. You attitude is a must. Prompt response or replying quickly without delays and maintaining maximum secrecy. आगे चलते हैं, seeing forward. Legal matters or legal provisions related to writing the letters. So now what is this? We have already seen a lot of provisions, the terms and conditions before in lesson number 5. We finished. So all those matters should be kept in mind. The secretary should ensure that provisions relating to invitation, renewal, repayment, deposits, etc. should be duly complied with by the company while corresponding with the depositors. The secretary should also observe legal provisions. So as you all saw in previous chapters, that is while issue of debentures we were doing, then we started with deposits. Everything had some legal provisions as per Companies Act. Like private company cannot accept deposit from the public. And if it is accepting, they should follow certain provision, 25%, 35%. Remember the table class amount of deposit. तो ये सारे legal matters should be kept in mind when you all are collecting or accepting the deposits from the public. And the secretary should be the main one who is responsible for seeing whether all the things are done in the legal limits or not. जैसे filing with the ROC, all the list name, all the copy of your issue of circulars, issue of advertisement, whatever you all are doing. Before that, a copy must be filed with the registrar of company. So all these legal matters has to be looked into by the secretary. I'm sorry, please excuse me is courtesy or politeness. Correct. So the polite replies are expected that the secretary gives while responding to the doubts and complaints of the letters of the depositors. He or she should not use rude words, okay? Rude or harsh words or complicated words which the depositors are not able to understand. So all such kind of words should be avoided by the secretary, and the response should be in a courteous manner. That is, he or she should be polite while corresponding and replying back to the depositors. Conciseness. Does anybody remember what is the meaning of conciseness? Yes, short to the point. It is brief but to the point. For example, answer in brief. If I'm asking you, give me any 4 provisions or terms and conditions for acceptance of deposit. You are giving me 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not explaining me all the 15, right? So the letters must be concise, that is short, brief, but to the point. Unnecessary and irrelevant information should be avoided. And last but not the least, you have to maintain the image and goodwill of your company. Whatever you are doing, see to it that the goodwill is not affected. The trust, the faith of the depositors is not broken. That is what is important over here. So while writing the letters, the secretary has to maintain the goodwill of the company, the image of the company, and always present good points, positive points, and always thank the depositor for showing trust and faith in them by giving them deposits, by giving them their money, and always giving them the confidence that their trust, their faith will never be broken from the company's end. So these are all the precautions which the secretary has to take while corresponding with the depositors. So I hope you are clear with all these points because we have done already in the previous 2 chapters as well. So the points are the same almost. You have to just remember what are the precautions. Now, what are the circumstances under which the secretary has to communicate and correspond with the depositors? So we'll be seeing again 4 specimen letters related to it. Letter number 1, thanking the depositors for depositing the money in their company and showing faith in the company. So there's one letter related to that. Second comes informing about the payment of the interest. So as we saw, the company has to pay regular interest along with the principal amount, you know. So regarding that, informing the depositors. Now there are 2 options as we saw. One, the company can issue interest warrant, and second, electronic payment of interest. So we'll be seeing this particular letter as well. The letter related to renewal of deposits. If the deposits are to be renewed, then what all things have to be informed to the depositors, that we'll be learning. And the 4th one is repayment of deposits on maturity. Your deposit period is matured. Your deposits are matured. The period is expired. So informing the depositors regarding that. So these are the 4 different types of letters which we'll be covering one by one in the coming days. So thank you so much class for listening to me. I hope the introductory part is really very common and you must be clear with the information which I have given. Before I wind off, a small request class. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and also share the link to maximum of your friends so that they can also enjoy the benefit at this point of time wherein studies and our lives are really affected. So till then, take care, stay safe, And yes, keep learning, keep practicing class, and if any doubt, please let me know. So I stop here for today and thank you so much for listening to me.